Nick's wife lay weakly in her hospital bed and told him that just before he returned home, a man had suddenly broken into their house, searched everywhere, and severely injured her. His brother also told Nick that after the man had attacked her, he had gotten into a green taxi and driven away. Looking at his wife, who was covered in injuries, Nick swore that he would find the killer. However, the only known clue was the green taxi, so Nick decided to use this as a starting point to find the killer. The next day, Nick found 2 green taxis on a small road. Nick noted down the company name and went to the taxi company, pretending to seek help from the duty staff. When the door opened, Nick quickly put on a hood and threatened the duty staff with a gun to enter the company. Nick checked the computers in the office and found the vehicle that had been to his house. He also found out that the driver's name was Leo and found Leo's ID photo. He then staged a fake burglary in the office. The next day, Nick followed Leo after seeing him drive away in the taxi. Nick pretended to have an urgent matter and got into Leo's car, giving a random address. But shortly after the car started moving, Nick quietly pulled out a handgun and tapped the partition to signal Leo to turn around. Leo was startled by the gun in Nick's hand and thought he was being robbed, so he voluntarily handed over his wallet. However, Nick asked Leo to tell him about the person who had visited his home 3 days earlier. It was a rare long-distance order, so it left a deep impression on Leo. He told Nick that the customer was a strong man who had boarded his car near noon after leaving the airport, then gave him an address for an estate and instructed him to drive there directly. Upon arriving at the destination, the man told Leo to wait at the entrance while he entered the estate alone. About an hour later, the man emerged from the estate and returned to the airport. Leo told Nick everything he knew, begging him to spare his life and even offering to leave the taxi for Nick. However, Nick raised his gun, aimed it at Leo's head, and fired a shot. Leo never knew until his death that Nick, the man who killed him, was actually a hitman. Because he had to eliminate all factors that could expose him, he had to kill everyone who knew him.